last time by. Wraith has no DRS. Deer Hunter does. He has the ERS. He has the DRS because he make the room on the outside like Wraith tried to do in lap one. The Mercedes going for it a little bit wide. And Wraith's going to hold on so far, but he has a couple chances more. Who has the better traction to the exit of turn 1 into 2 into 3? Wraith holds on. A little bit of a wiggle from the Red Bull, though. And holds on to first. Deer Hunter already kind of depleting that ERS, already below 20%, but he's going to close in on Wraith again. He's going to go to the outside again like he did a lap ago. He's a lot closer to Wraith this time. A little bit of contact, trying to squeeze him off. The Red Bull to the Mercedes, and Wraith stays ahead so far into 2. And into 3, he'll stay ahead again. Rory not past Mitchie for 12. But Deer's going to go at him again on the button. The right-hand side looking for any possible safe. Wraith could not. Shuts the door. Deer down the inside looking again. Still not close enough to put his Mercedes nose up the inside. He's looking, though. He wants this first position, but his battery's taking a toll.
Yeah, he's making his intentions known.
It's going to be tough for these guys to get out of this DRS train, as we saw through Monaco. We saw through Hungary. It's possible. DXC making a tad bit of a mistake there through 8. Luciano making a huge mistake into 10 or 9. Look at DXC going to overtake him around the outside of 10. Opportunistic move.
He says thank you for that.
He may be close enough again. He had the run to the exit of 14. He has the DRS. He has the ERS. He's on the button. He has the fastest lap to the right-hand side. That's the inside this time. He went around the outside every other lap. Side by side, almost contact made. Around the outside, Wraith holds on. Deer Hunter's still going to go there. A little bit of contact. Wheel banging to 2. Still side by side. And Wraith holds on.
Brilliant.
What a race so far. What a race so far.
Deer about loaded that car up and went home with that snap. What a save.
They're in tandem, too.
Yeah, well, McLaren's pretty much been like that since the start.
Yellow flag, KP21's out of the race. Phantom moves the position to Cookie, and that's a safety car. And Wraith actually, apparently Deer overtook Wraith. Maybe it was before the safety car, or maybe it was after the safety car. It's actually come to a complete stop, the Mercedes has. Well, this changes everything. It's going to be up to Deer Hunter, the other Mercedes, Cookie's teammate, and the leader of the Dutch Grand Prix. It's his discretion. 13 lap old mediums. Crispy hasn't stopped. Luciano hasn't stopped. Raptor, Phantom, all have yet to stop. Jared has on his 11 lap old hard. He pitted from lap 2. But look at this. Wraith is ready to go. Deer's not.
And Deer's going to wait till the last second to punch the throttle. As DXD is pitting.
DXD. That was a late call. DXD, and look at that. Deer went at the very last moment.
Actually, we have a handful of people pitting. Bailey is pitting. Zach is pitting again.
Oh, look at this. Around the outside. He's made it work. What a move from Wraith. Wow. But look at the track. It may be time.
I think it might be time, looking at Ferrari Nut, seeing if he's getting any progress. The track is definitely looking like it is getting wet. The guys that did pit did switch to intermediate. Losing a lot of time, so if it's going to get worse, theoretically, this will work for them.
You're right. So who decides to make the gamble?
No, we saw it Hungary.
Deer does.
Oh, they crashed. Moo and I believe that is... Oh, who is that? That was Ferrari Nut.
Safety car.
Another safety car. They had it coming together off of the final corner onto the front stretch. They were both side by side, and Moo retires. I'd have to take another look at that. Just two cars arguing on one space.
For Ferrari Nut, he's bailed off of the intermediate strategy. Bailey's gone off the intermediates onto the mediums again. So far, intermediates for both Mercedes. Unsighted port has been given a 5-second time penalty. Same with Crispy for a severe collision under safety car. Stayed on the slicks. How it plays out for them.
Well, I think we're going to find out real quick. If Phantom pulls away from Boss Cookie, I know they're both different cars. Mercedes theoretically is the better car, but in these conditions it's more down to driver dependent, not car dependent. We're going to find out.
Find out we will. And it's going to be to the nature and the discretion of Wraith, and he goes really early, and it's time to see who gets what. Port closing in on Crispy in front of him. Too far back into 1. Cookie gets past Phantom. Deere past Mitchie. Mitchie down a couple positions. Luciano past him. Port past Crispy. It's all kicking off here in the Dutch Grand Prix. Oh, off the track they go. Turn 1, creaking out of the race.
That bring out another safety car. That would be our third one.
Zach around as well. I saw a car go straight on into the runoff, into the gravel at turn 1, and that was squeaking.
Boss Cookie has crashed. I believe Boss Cookie has crashed. Yes, he has. He's out.
Yes, he's out of the race. The same place I said to look out for. Turn 7. Doesn't matter if it's the top of the hill or the bottom of the hill. And Crispy has been given a 10-second time penalty. He's down in 14th. What has happened to the Alpha Tauri? Not only that, but he has a 10-second time penalty now.
I wonder if that was because of Crispy going off.
What has happened so far? Deere is in a great situation now, almost looking down the inside of Ron Swanson. Around the outside, he's looking for it. Looks like the intermediates are definitely the stronger tire now.
I think.
Maybe not. He has to look out for Luciano.
Wow.
14, look at that. That is definitely intermediate. The pace he took that over the Ferrari.
See.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Yellow flag again. That is going to be DC should go out of the race.
He's retired. And that brings a safety car
again. And that saved a lot of these intermediate runners. Do they pit? Do they stay out? What do they do? What are these guys who are on the slicks? Do they pit? Because they can make it to the end of the Grand Prix. Deere Hunter's in.
One would have to assume.
Jared and Ron.
One would have to assume Wraith will have to pit. He's on 10-lap softs. And I don't know if the medium compound can do another 14 laps on him. Now, majority of them have it under safety car, but it looks like everyone's coming into
pit. Majority have chosen soft. Yeah, no one is going on the intermediate tire anymore. Mitchie so far the only one yet to be on them. And he's going off of them onto the softs. So there is no one on the intermediate tire. They decided it is not worth it. The rain has definitely dropped off. They're doing a heck of a job right now with that McLaren. Because it should have been. Theoretically, a lot of guys were expecting this to be a Red Bull versus a Mercedes fight.
Yes.
McLaren is stepping up. He's gone.
Interesting to see how quick of a gap that Port can get.
Bailey past Axe, battle for 8th, and this is going to hurt Axe now. Supply Raptor in the point so far on his mediums, 3-lap old. He's looking for a point. But can Wraith close down outside of Port, and can Deere Hunter pass Taylor? Oh, Taylor almost loses the car. That's going to help Deere Hunter. He gets past. Jared gets past his teammate Ferrari Nut. Bailey gets past Ron. It's all kicking off again. Look at this battle. Almost contact going into 7.
Yep.
One Alpine. Jared gets ahead of Ferrari Nut. Bailey's almost pushing Ferrari Nut. He's on the button well before. He has the DRS. He may be close it up, but that McLaren is no slouch on the straight line. Wraith with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He goes to the outside into turn 1. Wraith is going to hold on.
Oh,
contact! Port's around. And that is not what McLaren needed. Bailey gets up to 5th. Jared to 4th. Regardless, now Wraith is 2.6 seconds ahead of the Mercedes of Deere Hunter, who now grabs the fastest lap of 11.7. Bailey breaking the slipstream of the DRS of the Alpine of Jared, who, by the way, has now company behind him. Oh, what a move by Jared, and round he goes. That was late on the brakes for the Alpine.
That was a late dive.
Time penalty, first one of the day for track warnings and extensions. And that almost was colossal. It could have been a collision. It could have been a crash. It could have been a retirement for Port. But here he goes again on Bailey on the inside, looking again. Almost like what happened with Jared. Side by side. And we'll get ahead. Still side by side. Bailey on the curve. Oh!
Ooh, contact.
They saved it. Deere will get them both probably.
We'll see here. He does get one of them.
That was close.
That was, yes.
To the lead.
Yes.
It has been an incredible race, an incredible showing for the driver. They asked to step in a week ago. Minico wasn't going to be here. They didn't expect much. Well, Wraith showed he can give them everything they wanted and more. Because not only does he grab a win in the Dutch Grand Prix for Red Bull, he'll save them in the Constructors' Championship. He'll win it for Red Bull. Taylor Clan, in this best effort, McLaren will try to go into the break to gain that Constructors' Championship lead. He'll grab P2. What an amazing effort. And Port will grab P3 at the line, but with that 5-second time penalty, we'll drop behind Deer Hunter and Zach the Beast. Will that get removed? We'll have to find out. Wraith and Red Bolt, they win the Dutch Grand Prix. Even despite Minico's absence, Wraith steps up and he'll grab the victory, and he's victorious. Ahead of Taylor Clan and the McLaren and Deer Hunter in the Mercedes. Could we possibly see Port's 5 seconds removed? We'll have to find out through stewarding. Zach the Beast grabs 4th position after what could have been up and down, but mostly down, and he grabbed the best he could, and he made it work. Almost grabbing a podium in the process. Port 5th, but could that be 3rd? We're going to have to find out. Bailey 6th, Jared 7th, with his teammate behind him, Ferrari up 20th to 8th. The driver of the day in the process, Blind Raptor. And the Williams, he grabs the 9th position from 14th on the grid. And Mitchie up 8 positions. He'll grab the last points playing position. Fastest lap goes to Deer Hunter and the Mercedes team at 11.7. And look how close it was between him and Wraith. That was close indeed. 12 milliseconds. Side by side once again. Mercedes unsighted Port. Oh, contact the championship down the inside. Late braking for Mercedes. He leaves the and Taylor on the boat. Back on the outside. He's going to go down to turn one. Almost contact between the Alpines. by side once again. Mercedes unsighted port. Oh, contact the championship down the inside. Late braking for Mercedes. He leaves the and Taylor on the boat. Back on the outside. He's going to go down to turn one. Almost contact between the Alpines.
I guess the only thing you need to know is Boss Cookie has a 5-grid penalty for contact with KP21. It's raining. Everyone's pretty much on inters. It's a light rain.
Well, it's been 2 weeks, but it's felt like forever. Welcome along to round 14 of 24 of the Breakout Racing League Realistic Performance Championship and the Italian Grand Prix. We are in Italy then, the home of Europe's 3 active volcanoes. Thankfully, we are well away from that, and here in Monza. Speaking of Monza, 3,000 trees have been planted in the Royal Park of Monza as a part of the project to cultivate and to protect its forest, the beautiful scenery around the circuit. It's always been a part of the history here at the Italian Grand Prix. Hopefully it will continue to be so delightful to look at. Let's talk about the circuit then. Built in 1921, Monza has had and held every Grand Prix in Italy since 1951. The Italian Grand Prix 91 times has been held from 1921. But apart from 1980, where it was held in Monza, in Imola. The 5.793 kilometer, 3.6 mile circuit is on its 9th variation, and it calls for 11 corners, 7 to the right and 4 to the left. And which those two DRS zones, which are going to be crucial for the race come race time. Running into turn 1 and down into turn 8, or Ascari. The circuit is plenty fast with its average lap speed about 264 kilometers per hour and 164, there we go, miles per hour, with the lap taken in about 80% at full throttle. The slipstream and the DRS will be powerful indeed. Pirelli have brought the C4, C3, and the C2 compounds of tire, with the C4 being the red wooled soft, the C3 being the yellow wool mediums, and the C2 being the white wooled hards. And of course, the teams have the intermediates and the full wets, and they're going to be using that right now, especially with the intermediate compounded tires. We're on board with Chandler Sita and the Alpine. He's going through Ascari in the intermediate on the intermediate tire itself. As you can see, it's plenty right up there. Let's take a look at the championship then. A couple of weeks ago down in Holland, it was an incredible race, and it was one that was crucial. Heading into the break, Minico leads outside of port by 4 points. Bailey sits third in the AlphaTauri, 123 points to his name, 25 points back from the championship lead. It's close indeed in the top 3, and Zach the Beast in 4th. He moves up past Mumu in the Alfa Romeo. Remember, he was back in the Red Bull and the Ferrari before moving to the Swiss Italian-based team. Mumu sits 5th, 101 points to his name, 3 points ahead of Taylor Klein and the McLaren, who actually grabbed the win a week ago in Holland. So, Chandler off the track, hit a little bit of the polystyrene boards over there, but he gets it all going again to the Carva Grande. Deer Hunter and Cookie, 7th and 8th, those are Mercedes teams, with 95 points to Deer Hunter, 92 to Cookie. Raptor with 40 points sits in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is Ferrari Nut in the Alpine with 30 points to his name. He's not here tonight, as his Xbox has unfortunately had a little bit of malfunction. So for Alpine, it's going to be Chandler, who is up to 5th, and Ritzy, who's in 10th so far. Let's take a look at the Constructors' Championship. McLaren, like I said, it was crucial. They lead now by 5 points over Red Bull. How can they hold on to that? Monza could be a strong point for McLaren. It was in real life. Can it happen again? Red Bull sits with 308 points, 5 points back, like I said, but 81 points ahead of Mercedes in 3rd, 227 points to their name, who are 60 points ahead of AlphaTauri in 4th, 167 to their name, which they are 64 points clear of Alpine. Let's see how they play out. Ferrari, the home team, the Tifosi. See if they can cheer them on. They sit 6th, Aston Martin 7th, Alfa Romeo 8th, Haas and Williams tied on points in 9th and 10th respectively. Could we see that come to an end today? Buskirky is out of the session down in 15th. That's not good. Well, now I'm Hank Hatcher joining alongside. I'm sorry for the delay. A lot of technical issues has happened. We'll hopefully get those ironed out. But I'm joined alongside by Bois. And Bois, first off, welcome back. It's been a long 2 weeks, and you said to me a couple times you may have to help me find the booth. Did you find the booth all right?
I unfortunately did. So, yep, you're not alone. While you're talking about the little delay that we had, one thing that did happen, Boss Cookie got a 5-grid penalty for contact with KP21, so that will need remember that for later. I didn't see it, but yeah, it's nice to be back, and a wet qualifying session so far.
Yeah,
this changes strategy a lot, I think. And a lot of people, they immediately went out on the track. We already had everyone's produced a time, so.
Well, we have Boskirky out of the session, as well as that 5-place grid penalty. Minico goes provisional pole, 27.970. And with Cookie having that 5-place grid penalty and down in 15th, he will start 20th and plumb last the Grand Prix in a few moments' time. But it's not over. There's still 19 more places still to go. Inside of port, about a 9/10 or so off of Minico. He's the first one in the 27s. Deer Hunter got a little bit of a slip from the Alfa Romeo. Zach Cabis is off the track at the Carva Grande.
Yeah, he's off the track. It was parked for a second. I don't know if he's having an issue or something. Sitting P5 at the moment.
A lot
moving
of
very slow.
There's a Ferrari back there as well. I believe that may have been Deeks Ishigo.
Well, all but 3 cars are out. And it's a ton of traffic, and with these inter tires, it's not really a situation where you just go out there, you do your 1 lap, and you're back in the pits. You're going to want to do maybe a couple other 3 or 4 laps as the tires generate more heat and get more grip to run a faster time. So it's going to be a very busy session.
Speaking of more grip, apparently Phantom needed some. He has front wing damage. He goes into the pit lane, and we're getting a new front wing on the Aston Martin car. Mumu looks like he's going to start open a lap. Let's go through some of the grid here as you see a McLaren going through. I believe that may be Terror Clan. And let's see going through. Minico, obviously in the Red Bull, back again, leading the championship, but not by much. Inside of port behind him. Chandler Sita, first time in the Alpine for him. He was contracted at home and unfortunately could not attend. Well, he's going to see what he can do. Taylor Clan goes up to third, so it was Taylor Clan. It's now a McLaren 2-3. How will that play out in a few moments' time? And fifth sits Deer Hunter. And the first Mercedes, that could be 6-6. Luciano 7th, Bailey 8th. DC Ishigo, once again, he is an Alfa Romeo constructed driver. And Tadonha could not be here once again tonight. So he'll go back up from the Alfa Romeo. It's the Ferrari once again, who's kind of been a little, he's kind of getting used to that Ferrari, especially here at Monza. Imola's a little bit later on. We'll have a little bit of fun for the Tifosi. Him and his teammate Ron Swanson, who sits 11th, split by Crispy, the other Italian team, and actually the most recent Italian team to win here in Monza. Rizzi once again replacing, or actually I guess reserving for is the better word, for Ferrari Nut. XF1, Phantom, Cookie, Mumu. Kieran Evans is reserving and replacing DXT Ishigo technically as he moved up to the Ferrari, who's actually up to 5th, by the way. KP21 Raptor tweaking rounds out the top 20. And what's going on?
Well, it has stopped raining, and I have the Nico. He has soft selected, and so does Phantom. I have noticed there is a dry line starting to produce on the circuit. 7 minutes left. Do we see teams now throw on slicks?
We may, and let's actually, it's kind of a very good transition point. Let's talk to a man who runs a team himself. Neymar, are you here?
Yep.
There we are. All right, obviously the team principal of the Mercedes team, and seeing Cookie down in 15th and out of the session to start 20th in the race is not, it's already not really going to be that great, but the season itself has been a struggle from your team, but as of late it seems, I mean, not now, but it seems that you got a little bit of momentum going. Do you think you can carry out that momentum, especially from Cookie? And he's going to have you use some of that momentum here, going from last to question mark, and Deer up in 4th. Do you think you can carry that out sometime through Monza?
Yeah, definitely. I have Boss Cookie, best overtaker in the league. He'll get up to P5 this race easy. Deer Hunter is fast. He can win a race. So, we can do good.
Let's see how that plays out. Yellow flag, that's on the front straightaway. Looks like it is an Alpha Tauri, I believe, just coming out of the pit lane.
It's Crispy.
Is it indeed? Okay. Well, like I said earlier, touched on 7th and 8th in the Drivers' Championship, and now with Cookie down, once again, I keep bringing this up, but he's going to start 20th. This is going to hurt him even more. But it's safe to say the season has not really planned out well for Mercedes. We've hinted on this and kind of talked about it a couple times, myself and Bois, as in the last couple of races. It should have been, theoretically, a lot of drivers had predicted it was going to be a Mercedes versus Red Bull kind of championship. It definitely has not played out that way. Do you think it was because of, driver performance or wrong place at the wrong time? What do you think has gone really the cause of this, I guess, illegitimate season?
There's been a lot of bad luck for the team. A lot of crashes that weren't our fault. Team performance hasn't been there. We missed a lot of drivers this year.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. Obviously, still qualifying 1. Deer Hunter can go very well go out and possibly grab pole position and steal away from Minico right at the moment. He has those softs on, like Bois said a second ago, and I believe that is what crashed the exit of Ascari. But now, it's
You'd be
nice
correct.
talking to you. Was it? Okay. Well, it's nice talking to you. We'll see you a little bit into the race. We'll have a quick chat with you sometime during the Italian Grand Prix.
Thank you.
Right now, we only have 4 cars out on the track, and everyone else is in the pits. I'm wondering if everyone's just kind of buying their time or what. A very quiet track at the moment.
Crispy's one of them that's on the track at the moment. And ahead of him, I believe, is the Haas. If I am tweaking, he's actually moved up to 18th. And you can see right there, switching to telemetry, not able to put the power down. That's Crispy in the AlphaTauri, still on those intermediates, seeing if he can find any little bit of grip. Unfortunately, he cannot.
Yeah, that's just interesting. I mean, the gap actually is quite. You look back from, give or take, 10th to about. Boss Cookie's time. Yeah, from 10th to 16th, that's only separated by a second, but that's all in enters. If someone rolls the dice on slicks, that's, let's say, tweaking or supplier KP21, and it makes it work. That's going to throw out words. It's going to cause chaos.
Let's see how that really plays out. Crispy and Tweaking and KP21, the only drivers right now out on the track itself. And on the intermediate tire. We'll see how that plays out through the rest of the session. Kieran Evans not going to be adding his name to that list. Tweaking actually improved up a bit, up to 17th, so there's a little bit of time to find. Crispy says otherwise.
Yeah, wasn't really improving much. We'll see if he'll just call it a day for Q1 or maybe roll the dice. The problem is if you do throw on slicks and you crash out, you run the potential of not making it into Q2, so it's a double-edged sword.
Well, 2 minutes and 28 seconds left to go in the session itself. And, well, half of the grid, especially in the top 15. Oh, KP21 hits the barrier, spins out through the exit of Parabolica.
Taylor Crane's leading. Taylor Crane's leading on mediums.
He's going to be the first one.
And we'll see who follows him out. That was Ritzy, I believe, following him out. He's on enters. Let's see, what else do we got?
Axe is out on the softs. Bailey's out on the softs. Miniko's out on the softs this time.
Well, I think, guys in the top 10, I think where Miniko is top 5, I think they're pretty safe. If anything, this is a reconnaissance lap for maybe Q2. Very interesting to see, like, Axe and Phantom, what they can do.
Raptor went through on Taylor. Now that's the, I believe, the Alfa Romeo Kieran Evans. Actually, Mumu went through on Taylor. Mumu is on the intermediates. And Raptor is on the intermediate, so there's some drivers that still don't trust to see if the drive is really dry enough for these slick compounded tires. Well, right now, 3 have chosen the mediums, the rest have gone soft, except for Ritzy, Mumu, and Raptor, all the intermediate tire, and Kieran Evans as well, down in 18th. But it's going to be around a minute or so left to go in qualifying 1. Kieran Evans into the drop soon. He's going to be closing to the line through the Parabolica in a few seconds' time, 31.0. He needs about 6/10 or so to get past his teammate Mumu to 16th, but he needs about 1.5 seconds to get past Cookie. Is there enough time? No, it's not. 30.8. He gets close to Tweaking, but not quite.
Well, Tweaking and KP21, their sessions are done, so they will not advance into Q2.
DRS is enabled. That will pretty much tell you. Slicks are ready.
Yeah, right now, I got.
Probably going to be the end of the session for everyone in the bottom 5.
I would assume so. None of them really gambled, which is surprising. I would think with it drying out, why not roll the dice and just see what happens?
Port didn't make it to the flag. He's around Parabolica, so his session is done. And
Taylor is not improving.
He's on those mediums. Maybe it's not really rubbered in enough for the mediums to do anything. Almost loses the car through the De La Rochia chicane. Kieran Evans retired. Exit of Lesmo 2, I'm sorry.
Watching Miniko after the first sector on softs, he was about 1/10.5 faster. Let's see what it is. Oh, yeah, Kieran Evans did. I see that now. Coming into sector 2, let's take a look at the gap. 1/2 second faster.
Well, who grabs from original pole and qualifying 1, the top 15 make it through, and we already have determined who those top 15 are. Barring Cookie, who crashed out, he will not take any part. He will start 20th, meaning Mumu will start 15th on the grid, but he will not be partaking anymore in this qualifying session after this because he is out of the top, out of the bottom, actually in the bottom 5 in 16th. But Minico goes across the line in the Parabolica behind the Haas. He goes at 27.0, only marginal though.
He was a second faster. I don't know if I missed something in sector 3. Zach goes P2.
Bailey pits. Bailey retires from the session in the pit lane though, so there's going to be no damage done to his car. Taylor, does he just take it easy and nurse it to the pit lane? Looks like he will.
I think there's something to gain. Why? I mean, yeah.
That's going to be it from qualifying 1. So Red Bull 1-2, McLaren 3-4. Will we see more of this?
Well, with the track drying out, one thing I thought we weren't going to see with it raining was possibly strategies and slipstreaming, but being the fact that the track is drying out, we're going to see which teams play that hand well.
We'll see indeed. Minico, Zach the Beast, 1-2 in qualifying 1. Top the timing shapes by about a second or so over the next driver, 1.7 to be exact, from Minico to Port. Port, Taylor, Deer Hunter, Chandler, DXT, Shigo, Luciano, Bailey, Ritzy, your top 10, Crispy, Ron Swanson, Phantom, Axe, your top 14, and out of qualifying 1. Boss Cookie retired and has a 5-place grid penalty. Will start dead last. He'll start 20th for the Italian Grand Prix. Movement will start 15th, Tweaking 16th, Kieran Evans 17th, Supply Raptor 18th, and KP21 of the Williams 19th.
Well, this is going to be interesting.
Yes, it will be indeed.
Through the chaos whenever, I forgot to ask what the potential weather would be for the race. So that's going to be an unknown as well.
Yikes. Well, it looks like it's nice and, I would say dry, but it's more so overcast, because I don't really trust if it's dry yet. But who gets and ventures out into the circuit once again? 14 drivers out. 2 Red Bulls, 2 McLarens, and I believe, I don't have to think twice of who that is. Is it Crispy or is it Bailey? Looks like it is Bailey, I think. Yes,
14
it is.
cars. I'm guessing the 15th would have been Boss Cookie, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So everyone is chosen the soft compounded tire, barring Ron Swanson and Chandler, both selecting the C3 medium tire. Well, this is the session that you have to get through into the top 10 to start on the tires for the Italian Grand Prix if it is dry. We don't know the exact weather forecast, so right now, Ritzy is actually out of that list. Both Alpine's going medium, but this is also probably we're going to see a lot of games played, a lot of slipstream between teammates and affiliates. Who gets in to the top 10 shootout, and which 4 will be going home, technically, theoretically, in qualifying 2 and taking Milton apart in the qualifying session for the Italian Grand Prix, because track position may just as well be everything. Slipstream, the DRS strain is hard to break.
Well, it is hard to break for one thing, and if this race perhaps is a wet race, it's going to be a very hard race for to make up in rows, especially with no DRS. Now, one thing with all this strategy and stuff, I have to harp back. We really didn't do any of this last season, so I think there is, yeah, time to gain, but I think if you just nail a lap, I think you'll be okay.
Totally, but there's well, to put it lightly, a ton of drama so far this season. That has pretty much been, I guess, a prime descriptor of the Season 3 realistic season of the Breakout Racing League. It's just been drama all over the place, up and down the field.
It's been chaotic.
It has.
I mean, we've had how many races affected by rain? I'm not talking just qualifying. We had Dutch, Hungary, France. We're not going to comment about France. Yeah. I believe Canada was as well in the qualifying.
I think you're right. Yellow flag. I believe that is an AlphaTauri trying to make some space. So far,
I believe you're correct.
Not many teammates close to each other on track, barring the 2 Aston Martins.
Yeah, I was about to say, those are the only 2 that look like they're playing a game. Looks like it's Phantom behind Luciano. Phantom is on the, well, they're both on soft, so.
Phantom is on an outlap, or I'm sorry, a flying lap. Luciano's on an outlap, so maybe they are deploying a little bit of team tactics there. Bailey around Parabolica. He will be the first one to cross the line in the AlphaTauri. What can he do? Provisional pole, 22.2. So it is not quite dry, but it's getting close. Phantom and Luciano, is there a little bit of team tactics going on in the Aston Martin camp? Yes, there is.
Bailey basically, what, give or take 5 seconds faster than Manico's time. He ran a 27 flat. So the track is definitely improving.
Let's see what Phantom and the Aston Martin can do. He has slipstream. He goes P2 provisionally with a 22.5. So X is going to be in third right now as well. We're going to have some drivers coming across the line shortly. I believe one of them is going to be Ritzy in the Alpine on mediums. Interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be him. Then I believe it's going to be Crispy, followed by a McLaren Mercedes McLaren sandwich.
Ritzy goes between Phantom and X, splits those two for third. And Crispy, it looks like he may have invalidated behind him, I believe. Port goes provisional pole by about a second over Bailey at 21.2. Behind him, I believe his teammate Taylor Klein is going to start a flying lap. Same with Deer Hunter, he was a Mercedes. He's going to start a flying lap as well. He receives some slipstream from Port down the main straight and may grab some slipstream through the Curva Grande. Yes, he will.
Interesting, the two. Well, they do have the same engine in the back, so that could be that tactic. I would assume a Port's going to wait up a bit and give Taylor a tow.
Possibly. They can target
Taylor
him through between Ascari for Parabolica.
We'll see if that is just Taylor's first lap, but he just went purple in sector 1.
Apparently Bailey went on mediums, but it's not. You see yellow flag.
I didn't catch it.
That's what it, on our screen it says. Soft. Zach Beast goes
It
through
says
the pole by 7/10 of a second, almost 8. What can Deer Hunter do? He has a tow from the AlphaTauri, I believe, of Crispy. Not much, but it's still some. And the McLarens are playing games in the back as well.
Yep. See what Taylor's time's going to be.
Deer Hunter, what can he do? He goes P2, 5/10 off. What can Taylor Clan do?
Taylor used all of the exit off of Parabolica.
2/10 behind Zach. Not quite the top 10 shootout chaos yet, but it's getting close.
Oh, yeah, you just wait. I don't think we're going to have 2019 moments.
Let's hope not.
No.
Playing
That
games
was the
again, Ron and DXD. Speaking of 2019.
Oh, I see them. Yes, they are. Ron gives DXC a nice tow with the front stretch.
See if that helps out his teammate. Right now, everyone has gone on to the soft compound tire. Apparently, Bailey has, but... Oh, there we go. So yeah, Bailey has on the medium.
That's a very good lap considering for mediums.
Oh!
Watching.
DXD almost lost it.
He had, yeah.
Won.
Zach feels pretty confident about his lap to advancing to Q3.
Look at Ritzy. The Alpine up to 5th. Beats Bailey's lap on mediums.
That's a very strong lap.
It is indeed.
We'll see what DXD does. He's about to enter the Parabolica.
Yes, he has.
Yes, he has. He didn't validate, so I guess something happened there.
He about lost it a couple times, especially through the exit of the De La Rochia.
I did see it step out.
It's a little nervous, the rear end of that Ferrari.
Watching Luciano, he's starting a lap. Chandler's starting a lap now for the Alpine. And it looks like none of these guys are really going to get any help. Well, maybe Luciano might get it close enough to Chandler.
Be a little bit of slipstream.
But the problem is Luciano's on medium, so theoretically Chandler should be able to pull away from him, so I don't know if it's really going to give him help.
Wow, that's way too far gone now.
Yeah. Behind them is Manico starting a lap.
Oh! Wow, what a save from Luciano. The exit of the La Rochia, same place where DXC had a moment.
So far, Manico's keeping it where it needs to be. Let's see what he is for Sector 2 in relation to his teammate Zach, who's currently P1 at the moment.
He's going to get an incredible slipstream from Luciano coming in a couple seconds' time. He may be just on the cusp. I think that may be a little bit too far ahead, though.
He hasn't run a lap yet, so don't know what his sector times are in relation to Zach. But we'll find out in about 12 seconds.
We'll see on the soft compounded tire. Same with everyone in the top 6, barring Ritzy, Bailey, and Ron. Everyone in the top 10. Now Luciano goes, and 2/10. The gap between Minico and Zach the Beast.
So once again, we have another Red Bull 1-2 in Q2, like we did in Q1. And all but Crispy has set a time. They'll only have 4 advance. The 15th would be Boss Cookie, but he crashed out in the first qualifying part. So that's why we only have 14 drivers named. And the sun has popped out.
Yes, it has. That's going to extremely expedite the drying process if it wasn't dry already, which it looks pretty dry indeed to me. Crispy goes up to 7th, and now is going to be the lead medium runner. There's your top 10
that
for the
puts
first runs.
well, that puts Bailey P10 on mediums. I believe it's yes. So we have Crispy fastest on the mediums, and then we have 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th on mediums. Be interesting to see if what they do. Ritzy's time. I don't know if Ritzy and Bailey's time is safe on mediums.
It may not be.
I mean, Phantom's only 3/10 off of Bailey.
Oh, Chandler, by the way. I didn't see that at all. He's not too far away from Zach the Beast and Minico in the Alpine.
No, he's not.
About 3/10.
Well, it's safe to say the circuit's dry, but we've seen this Alpine perform very well in changing conditions. It went very well at Hungary. I believe that was the race Ferrari Nut won, or he was basically up front. I can't remember. Jared.
Jared won the race, yes.
Yeah, it's been a month. Pardon me.
Nico also retires in the pit lane. Both Red Bulls are safely through into qualifying 3, so they will be 2 slots in the top 10 shootout. It's going to be now up to the rest of the 8. Who makes it there? It's close with Chandler. If the top 2 retires, I wouldn't be surprised if Chandler goes and retires in the pit lane as well. But by the way, possibly playing some more games.
Yeah, I was trying to think who had the benefit of the toe last go around. Was it Unsighted or Taylor? It's Unsighted leading the train this time.
I don't know. I think it may have been Taylor giving slipstream to Port. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Taylor was. I can't remember. I think he was behind Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, I can't remember, but
well, regardless, not that I can see.
No, they're too far back now.
Unless they're going to do just one lap of pure no slipstream, see what they can do.
Either way, this is most likely they're going to be their session done. They won't get another chance. I mean, they could theoretically run another lap, but they're not going to have enough time to come back in, get a new set of tires, and go back out. Port goes purple sector 1.
Look out for that. Oh, is that in the pit lane? Yes, it is. That's what
I wasn't.
I got a little scared there.
I took a look. I was like, "What? Uh-oh."
Well, you don't recall. I mean, I know you do. McLaren, they got the only 1-2 of the season in real life Formula 1 here in Monza, the Temple of Speed. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again.
Can you believe that throughout the whole year they're the only team?
I cannot believe that. That was it's remarkable to me.
When I saw that stat, I had to look at it going, wait, really?
Well, here's one McLaren. Port, he's not that far off the championship lead. He goes P2 by about 2/10. What can Taylor go? He's up to the line now. Is he improving? He was 2/10 up in the sector 2 alone. He's up to third, splits the Red Bulls, now first and fourth.
For the most part, since what, the last 2 months, we have seen it pretty much be a fight between Red Bull and McLaren. McLaren's form's been strong as of late. And about 2 months ago, Red Bull's form was very strong, but they've been kind of up and down.
Well,
and that's allowed McLaren to eat up into their gap.
Definitely, indeed. Says what? 5 points, the constructors' gap. Bailey goes up to 6th, by the way. Gets himself into the top 10, I believe. That should be safe. Deer Hunter improves on his lap marginally, up to he stays 7th. Crispy's going to start his flying lap.
And here comes Ritzy. Good stuff to P8. Did he improve, or is he just starting a lap?
He improved and got past Crispy up to 8th now. Crispy down to 9th. Dixie Ishigo got a little bit of slipstream from his Ferrari teammate Ron Swanson. Now through Parabolica. Can he get in the top 10? That's only 9th. Is that safe? Ron Swanson's not going to have a chance. He's in 11th. He's going to grab some slipstream from DXD. Are they going to play nice? Are they going to grab a Ferrari into qualifying 3? DXD takes the run off, so he does grab a little bit of slipstream to Ron. It's up to him now. DXD now gets moved down to 10th. Luciano up to 9th. Crispy still on a flying lap. Everyone on softs.
Yeah, this will be it. The McLarens won't be able to do another go, but they just finished. So Bailey giving Crispy a nice tow.
Could we see Crispy up in the top 10? XF1 has retired exit of the Retrofilio chicane before you get into the Curva Grande. He's out of qualifying. Yellow flag, and that's also an Aston Martin around. Exit of the Della Rosia chicane. And a Ferrari around.
Here comes Crispy. Crispy to P5.
Wow. That's now DXD out of qualifying. His lap is done. He will start at the maximum P11. What can his teammate Ron Swanson do, though? He grabbed that slipstream. He needs about a second and a little bit of change to get past Luciano. Ritzy retires in the pit lane. Bailey retires in the pit lane. Around Parabolica. Can we see Ron Swanson? Can we see a Ferrari? Nope. He pits.
Ron abandoned.
Ferrari is out of qualifying, and Monza.
Phantom P12. And I believe DXD, he's done. I think this is it.
That is it.
Wow, no Ferraris get into Q3 at their home race.
And both AlphaTauris.
Well, AlphaTauri, yeah. Both AlphaTauris made it in. Not surprising with them. They've had some good straight line speed.
And everyone in the top 10, by the way, within 8/10 of each other. This is going to be an incredible top 10 shootout.
The thing I've noticed, though, Taylor did 2 laps on his softs. Deere did 2 laps on his softs. Everyone else did only 1 lap. We'll see if that means anything for the race, barring if it's going to be a dry race.
We'll come to see. Qualifying 2 is done. And now we go to the top 10 shootout once more. Minico tops the session like he did in qualifying 1. This time he doesn't have his teammate below him. He has both McLarens. Red Bull versus McLaren, the constructors' fight is going to be heating up. And the Grand Prix in not too long from now. Zach DeVries in 4th. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Look out for those in qualifying 3. That could be crucial for the race itself. Crispy 5th, Chandler in 6th, Bailey 7th, Deer Hunter 8th. Luciano rounds out the top 10 with Ritzy in 9th. Both Alpines, 1 Aston Martin, 1 Mercedes, both AlphaTauris, both Red Bulls, both McLarens. With DXD Ishigo, BRL Phantom, XF1, and Ron Swanson, both Ferraris out of qualifying in the Temple of Speed.
The question I have now is, we have everyone here, but Mercedes doesn't have a teammate. Alpine doesn't have a teammate. I wonder what they're going to do for strategies if they're going to want to strip straight line speed. So they want to slip or not. That's going to be at kind of a disadvantage of them.
That's if they even do it. Not many teams are going to have really thought about doing that slipstream. I've saw McLaren do it. Aston Martin have done it. Ferrari have done it. See how that plays out.
AlphaTauri did it.
That's true.
AlphaTauri, Bailey gave Crispy a very good slipstream in the second DRS straight. So I don't know if that was how much of that played in Crispy getting that lap, but it was a hell of a lap. Pardon my language, sorry.
First one out on track, it was going to be Deer Hunter. He was stripped at the last second by Crispy.
No, the first one out on the track.
Oh, wait, never mind.
Bailey.
A mile away.
Yeah.
Let's completely disregard what I was saying then.
It's AlphaTauri 1-2 leaving pit road, followed by Deer Hunter.
I swear it's always an AlphaTauri 1-2 exiting the pit lane.
Well, you don't have to worry about traffic on your run.
Very true. Everyone has gone out except for Luciano, who stayed in the pit lane in the Aston Martin. Does he have enough tire sets to do multiple runs? We'll have to see. We know we may have a couple drivers who will. I believe Taylor Clan may. He did mediums in qualifying 1 when they switched over from intermediates to slicks. Well, he didn't set a time in it, but he still saved that soft compounded tire. So he may have 1 extra set. Obviously, you get from going into qualifying 3 and an extra set to use for a qualifying run. We may, with 2 sets already used for Minico and Zach V's, they may not have another fresh set to do 2 runs with. How will they play that?
Well, on the flip side of that coin, though, McLaren did 2 runs. Red Bull only did 1 run in Q2. I think they just did their 1 go, and then they just said, okay, we're done. So they might be on the uneven playing field when it comes to soft tires.
Sure. Yellow flag. Drivers kind of... We may have a little bit of a Monza situation back here. Not really.
No, we got their Red Bulls together.
Port probably did not want to be leading this train, by the way. He now leads ahead of Fritzy, who's driving a little bit of slipstream. Then you have both Red Bulls, Crispy going through and through the Curva Grande. Chandler straight lines turn 1. By straight line, I mean he just misses the corner. Not physically straight lining. Luciano, the only one in that lap. He has clear track ahead of him. No one's on the same sector as him, barring the AlphaTauri and the, I guess both AlphaTauris and the Mercedes not too far behind him. Minico and Zach DeBeest. Minico, I believe, is the lead car. Zach DeBeest driving a little bit of slipstream. Will they reverse?
Looks like Deer, he is behind, is he behind Crispy? He might be trying to use Crispy as a tow. Now as Crispy invalidates.
I believe the Alpines are doing a little bit of slipstream as well. Chandler with Ritzy. They are indeed.
Indeed they are.
Bailey goes provisional pole, 20.7. That's the lap you want to beat. Crispy, does he improve? No, he doesn't. He invalidates. What about Deer Hunter? He goes 4/10 faster, 20.3 for the Mercedes man. Can anyone topple that lap? We saw a 20.1, was it, in qualifying 2. What about the McLarens? Only P2. What about Taylor, though?
What about the Red Bulls?
Minico, 20.3. Deer Hunter, 45 milliseconds off. Zach DeBeest 4th. What about Taylor Clan? Across the line, he goes 5th.
That's tight.
That is tight indeed. Look at the gap between 5th and 6th. And the gap between 2nd and 3rd is not too far away for itself. Chandler, Luciano, and Crispy get to set a time. Chandler may be on 1 again. Luciano's going through Ascari on the run into Parabolica.
Well, right now the top 6, or I'm sorry, top 4 are separated by little over 2/10. And barring Ritzy's lap, we'll just kind of ignore that one for a minute. The top 6 are separated by what? A little under 5/10.
Luciano goes P7, 8/10 drift. What can Crispy do? He may have a little bit of slipstream. No, he doesn't. He passes. He actually may have had some slipstream on the run into Ascari from Bailey. Does Crispy cross the line, or does he go into the pit lane? He does cross the line. What will this lap put him in the AlphaTauri? His teammate's to 6th. Crispy goes to 3rd. The top 3 is close. The top 4 is close.
It's very, very tight. I mean, now you have 5 cars within 2.5 tenths.
Chandler ahead. He's the only one that yet to set a time. Will he continue this lap where we go to the pit lane? He will continue in the Alpine. Where does he go and put himself up to 5th? And once again, it gets even closer. The top 5 all within 2.5 tenths. Zach Beast, not too far away himself.
Now we're about 6 minutes 45 seconds. Keep this in note. Manico towed Zach around the first time. Let's see what happens the next time the Red Bulls go out.
Indeed, that's going to be all the kind of mind games. I believe Ritzy may still be on a flying lap. He may try to go again, but it's going to be chaotic. The second runs here in Monza. We may actually see a little bit of Monza 2019 rearing his head, and Ritzy has like 0 battery basically, at 3% going into Ascari.
Yeah. Yeah, he has no battery, and he was a tenth faster, but we'll see if he completes his lap or he just abandons it.
He had a great lap in qualifying 2 to put him up in the top 10 on the medium compound tire before going on to the softs once more. What can Ritzy do? He just goes into the pit lane, so disregard that entire statement.
Yep. So that leaves only 3 on track.
Deer Hunter's one of them, and he goes for original pole by 1.5 tenths, a 20.1
By himself.
By himself. Woo! This is getting interesting.
Well, slip does help. It certainly does, but if you're just having a car tow you around, how much does that affect you going to the corners, and how much does that affect the downforce going for the whole overall lap? How much do you really gain at the end of the day?
Well, now we play the waiting game, as it were. No one wants to be the first one out. They all want to be the last one out.
No, so cue the Jeopardy music.
Let's hope it is a sane qualifying session, but a chaotic one indeed. It's already...
Well, looks... We have one AlphaTauri leaving.
Interesting.
Actually, both AlphaTauris have left.
Huh.
Actually, no. Chris Bailey's still in the pits. It's Crispy that's left.
Crispy's all out there alone. All the soft compound tire. It's going to be a session. Everyone is still in pit lane. Deer Hunter's going to go back in. Unless he's going to go for another run. Seems like the entry of Parabolica. Chandler's gone out. Out lap as well. Those two getting a little bit of clean track, but they're not getting the slipstream. I don't think they really care for it.
That, or maybe we'll see what happens with their teammates when they leave. They could position themselves to help them on one of the straights.
That's true.
As both saying that, both of them have left, so
Well, it may not work out the way they want it. They may not have to worry about slipstream in the AlphaTauris or the Alpine camp, but I know who is definitely trying to play this out. It's McLaren and Red Bull.
well, McLaren's actually they've kind of done a good job with it. They did a good job in Q2. And yes, you're right about Red Bull. Those two tabs been the teams that have been playing this game.
Well, we're also going to see if they can try to dethrone Deer Hunter for the provisional pole so far. Under 3 minutes to go. An Aston and a McLaren around. No sign of a Red Bull yet.
Nope, and I think we're both the Alpines and the AlphaTauris are out. I don't think they're playing any games.
Oh, Crispy holds on to it. Almost lost the car. Went purple in the first sector, and I believe is going to back out of that lap.
Yeah, if he has enough fuel, he can have another go. He won't have. I don't think he'll have enough time to come back in the pits and change tires. So
He's going to be really kicking himself after that one. Chandler's invalidated, so he's in the same boat as Crispy. Bailey just started a flying lap. Ritzy is ahead of him. Zach the Beast and Miniko both are out, and look where they are compared to each other.
And it's Zach the Beast this time. No, it's Miniko leading the train. So they're... Oh, Zach has gone off. I don't know if that was... That's a smart thing to do. Be interesting if he gives...
Still has some cars behind him.
I wonder if he'll give his... I know they're not on the same team, but it's under the same umbrella for Red Bull and AlphaTauri.
Maybe. Do the first one to the line. We now see everyone else out of the pit lane. A minute and 18 seconds. It's going to be close for Taylor. Can he get to the line? Yellow flag. I believe that is I believe Zach slid
That's for Zach.
Through. Ritzy around the final corner of the Parabolica. He's 10th right now in the Alpine. He wants to get and better his position. Can he improve? Yes, he can, but not his position. Bailey behind him in the AlphaTauri sits P9. He wants a lot better. He's backed out. We'll go again. But now the games are being played. Red Bull. Taylor does make it. And maybe it was... I'm not sure what I was saying. He was doing. I'm not. Regardless, we're all on a flying lap here at Monza. It's about to kick off. Who gets to the line? Who invalidates? Who sets provisional pole? Crispy pits and is out of qualifying.
Oh, is that Crispy?
Pit lane.
Yes, okay, you just said that.
Luciano. He doesn't improve. He still has one more time to do it. Deer Hunter does improve, but not actually. No, he doesn't improve. He may try to go one more time. Behind him, though, the Alpine. Does Chandler improve? P3. What is about the McLaren? Portgo now takes P3 from Chandler. Checkered flag flies. Is about now or never.
Looks like, let's see, Miniko and Zach can get a tow because of the... What's ahead of him? Oh, the AlphaTauri. Oh, so it looks like Bailey is helping out.
I don't think he did. I think it's a little bit of dirty air that may have actually helped Zach more than helped him. Or hurt Zach more than helped him. Ritzy retires. He's out of the session as well. He's not going to improve his position in 10th. Bailey's out of the session as well. He's staying in 9th. Gave slipstream to Zach the Beast. And around the final corner, can Zach improve? I don't think, unless that Ascari event may have not. It does. It does hurt him a bit. He only is P6. Taylor Clan does he improve to the line? He doesn't. Deer Hunter takes pole at Monza.
Interesting. I don't know what happened between the Red Bulls and then the AlphaTauri, but for some reason Miniko backed out and Zach, he let Zach through. I don't know if we'll have to ask that at a later date, but that was interesting. Zach was, I want to say, a tenth and a half faster in the first sector.
Possibly. Well, Mercedes, they have on one side of the garage a little bit of agony. On the other side of the garage, some celebration. They are going to start first and last. Let's see how that plays out.
You can say the same with McLaren being P3 and P8 for the top 10. None of the teammate cars are really close to each other.
No, they are not. Deer Hunter grabs pole position at the Italian Grand Prix. We thought it was going to be a Red Bull or McLaren. Mercedes strikes again. Miniko in P2, ahead of his championship rival. Inside of Port in 3rd, Chandler in 4th in the Alpine. Crispy 5th, Zach the Beast 6th, Luciano 7th, Taylor Clan 8th, Bailey 9th, Ritzy rounds out the top 10. It is going to be an incredible Italian Grand Prix if this qualifying has anything to say for it.
Let's see. It looks like everyone used 2 sets of softs except Miniko. He used 1 set, but I think that might be saying... I think that might be because he didn't complete his lap.
Let's see. We'll be right back.
We're racing!
And it's lights out and away we go.
And it is lights out and away we go.
It's lights out and away we go. And it's lights out and away we go.
It's the Dutch Grand Prix, and it's lights out, and away we go.
We're already going.
Now, a bit delayed a little.
You are watching the Breakout Racing League on Twitch.
All right, back here in Monza once again. Let's look at the race director to see exactly what drivers and what tires everyone is on. The drivers now, remember, if you're in the top 10, you are forced to start on the qualifying tire you did through qualifying 2. And if you're outside the top 10, you have free choice of tire. Everyone in the top 10 have chosen the soft compounded tire. Everyone behind is a mixed bag. DXC should go on the softs. Phantom, Axe also on the softs. Medium so far for Ron Swanson. Moo tweaking both on the softs. Kieran, Raptor, KP21, and Boss Cookie all have chosen the medium compounded tire. Well,
No,
runs
it's
down
quite-
the formation lap. I'll be right back.
Well, give me a second. I'm waiting for the information. Yeah, okay, here it goes. And they're all leaving. Deer Hunter will lead the field for their formation lap. Try to get heat in their tires and be very, very important for these guys to not make contact and get disqualified. And you'll sit on the grid of cold tires and basically be a sitting duck. And they're predicting a one stop. Be interesting to see how far these guys on softs can go. Possibly 10 to 12 laps. Just depends of how good these guys are saving their tires for one, and the dreaded safety car that could throw a wrench in all these plans. And as Katra mentioned, the tires themselves, pretty much the top 16 are all on softs. And 17th, 18th, and 19th, that's being Kieran Evans, Supply Raptor, and KP21, and Boss Cookie all on mediums. But 11th through 16th, they're all on a fresh set of softs. As the top 10, these are the tires that they use to advance into Q3 and Q2 as Deer Hunter starts weaving his tires, getting heat as everyone else does behind him. We have one AlphaTauri spinning. Actually, no, we have two cars spinning. It's a Ferrari and AlphaTauri. I don't think they made. Well, those who didn't make contact on the track. Looks like Bailey spun, and then by the process of him getting it back together, I think the AXD hit him. So, kind of just circumstances led to that, but. That'll be interesting to watch. Starting P9 and P11 on cold tires.
Well, we'll have to see how that plays out. Looks like there is no rain, and it looks like the drivers are ready to have an incredible Italian Grand Prix. It's going to be a lot of slipstream, a lot of DRS, a lot of overtakes down into turn 1 in the Retrofilio and the Della Roggia chicane. We could have some incredible moments into Ascari, into Parabolica. We had an incredible race a season ago. We may have an incredible race just yet. It's been an incredible season. What better way to have an incredible Italian Grand Prix? A season ago, we had DXC Ishigo and the Mercedes coming home victorious. Will we have another Mercedes coming home back-to-back? Will we have a Red Bull? Will we have a McLaren? Will it be an Alpine of Chandler, of Crispy in the AlphaTauri? Will it be Luciano in the Aston Martin? Will it be a Ferrari? Will it be someone outside the top 10? We'll have to find out, but now we go to Cookie. He's in his grid spot. We now go to the top and to the lead. The lights are on, and it's lights out, and away we go. A tentative start from Cookie, but it looks like he's got it away well. It's going to be the Red Bull of Minico alongside him. Down to the turn 1, he gets away first, and look at that, all the way in front of him. 3 wide out of the back, around the outside, late on the brakes. He's going to be too far back. It looks like Minico gets around the outside, and it's going to be Cookie late on the brakes. It's going to be from Minico, from Cookie, from Chandler. Oh, off the track goes the McLaren, almost into the wall and into the barriers. Inside it, poured down a couple positions. Crispy now going to be in 4th. Luciano to 5th. Taylor Clan to 6th. Act the Beast down to 7th. Poured down to 9th. DXC should go up to the top 10. Ritzy looking for a move on Zach the Beast.
Almost contact, a little bit of contact. Off the track goes the Alpine. Here comes a Ferrari. The right-hand side inside of Port. Almost squeezing him on the grass. Oh, a little bit of contact into the gravel, and around goes the Alpine at Ritzy. Contact between Port. It is disaster for the McLaren. More contact between him and the, I believe that was the Alfa Romeo, and the contact between him and the Mercedes of Boss Cookie. What has happened has been chaotic already. Moo and Bailey, DXD and Bailey switching positions 8th and 9th. Wow, it's been an incredible start for the Italian Grand Prix, and there's still 26 more laps to go.
Well, Neymar wasn't kidding when he said about Boss Cookie going through the field. He's up 9 spots since the start. Wow.
Yes, he has. Port's down 10, and from 1 lap, we have 26 more to go. Minico leads, Deer Hunter leads, Chandler leads, Crispy.
Port goes off.
And Port has gone from bad to worse again. Front
He
side
has
of
wing
Port.
damage, he's pitting.
Yes, he did. He had contact between a couple of drivers. I believe one of them being BRL Ritzy, who goes phantom speeds in the pit lane. He's going to have a 5-second time penalty.
Both Port and Phantom, I believe, were speeding on pit lane.
That is not good. Inside his Port's race has gone from yes to no to why.
Yeah. Decided we'll put on hards to the end. That's the only play you have right now. And Phantom, he'll put on mediums. I believe he started on softs, so he's met the requirements for the different tire compounds.
Everyone in the top 7 are still within that DRS train. Actually make that the top 8. Bailey's now within that 1 second, and so is DXD Ishigo. So everyone in the top 9. Axe, by the way, is up to 10th, but not for long. Boss Cookie goes up to 10th, and the Mercedes is now in 2 laps up in the points. He is half his grid position already. That's incredible for the Mercedes driver of Boss Cookie. Now, can Deer Hunter make anything from 2nd place? He has to chase down this man, Domenico, for 1st, but he has to watch out for Chandler and the Alpine behind. That Alpine is looking strong. Boss Cookie past DXD Ishigo, a hard-charging Mercedes.
Yeah, Boss Cookie's not messing around. And I might add, he's doing this on the medium compound as he's trying to lead and break the draft from DXD.
Well,
and with DRS enabled.
yeah, he was going to have a little bit of an issue here now because he has 2.7 seconds to Bailey, and everyone behind him, DXD should go. Well, to be fair, the drivers behind him may have a little bit of an issue catching up to him on that straight line. The Ferrari advantage on the straight line, not as severe. Yellow flag tweaking around in the Haas. The exit of turn 1. Rich Filio chicane gets back going again, down to 17th.
Doesn't have any damage, but yep, that's unfortunate.
Back up to the front, 7/10 gap between Minico and Deer Hunter. DRS,
And
once again, is active.
yeah, then you got Zach the Beast trying to make a move. He does on Luciano.
Ron on Mumu.
See,
Up yellow flag, sector 2.
Luciano runs wide and now has Bailey on the charge behind him.
That may be the closest battle. Luciano runs a little bit wide through the parabolic. He runs really wide through the parabolica. Bailey's going to be up past the Aston Martin before DRS. He's going to have DRS. So is the Aston Martin behind him of Luciano. Will they go try to make a charge on Zach the Beast? He doesn't have DRS. No, too far back this time. Luciano's looking though.
Yep, and about 3 seconds behind them is Boss Cookie. He's a lot of battery to make his charge, but I think that was well worth the risk. It's Mumu pits.
That now puts him down 18. He gets past him.
Yeah, he's changing the front wing, going on a new set of softs.
They've been in contact with either Ron Swanson or Supply Raptor, maybe even his teammate here in Evans. They were all in the vicinity. They were 3 wide actually, I think, at one point before pitting.
Yep. Meanwhile, up front, Manico's had this 7/10 of a lead over Deer Hunter pretty much since the start, with Chandler basically in tow. And then he got Crispy. And Manico's doing a good job controlling his battery.
That's exactly what it's going to be, is who wants to use their battery right now on lap 4, because they're not going to get much of it back. You have to use it for lap 27. Deer Hunter's looking though. Remember, he had a lot of battery usage when he tried to get past the Red Bull a week ago at Holland. Will it happen again? Not sure, but look at this. Crispy looking not close enough this time to make a move for Chandler. Bailey gets past Zach the Beast. Battle for 6. The AlphaTauri past the Red Bull. That's going to give him a little bit of buffer to try to get ahead and try to go chase after Taylor Plan and the McLaren.
Well, Chandler is very, very close to falling out of the DRS train, so that's going to be very, very interesting to watch. Taylor's kind of trying to catch up to these guys.
Well, his DRS right now, everyone in the top 5 at DRS, but Taylor is barely holding on. Actually, Chandler is actually broken out of the DRS.
Yep.
Oh, Zach almost lost the car. Luciano, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings and track extensions. By the way, a season ago, we had 14 drivers who finished out of the 18 with penalties. We could see a lot of penalties here tonight. So far, we already have 3. Port and Vanna both have been from speeding the pit lane, though.
Yep, and Taylor has now caught the back end of Crispy, so now he's joined this train. And then Bailey trying to catch up as well. A lot of people on the button so far.
Here's looking pretty close to Minico. Minico's going to use a little bit of his battery and break the slipstream as best he can to keep Mercedes well away from the rear end of the Red Bull. He's going to be well safe going into turn 1, but look at the gap down to less than 0.5 of a second. That's down to the Richard. He's safe for now, Minico is. But Chandler is going to be under pressure. He's 1.8 seconds off at Deer Hunter, so he's going to be well out of that DRS range. He has Crispy, Taylor, and if you don't wait too long, maybe Bailey and Zach as well.
Yep, Taylor had a little bit of a moment. Had to back in, snap out, but kept it forward.
Speaking of, Zach the Beast gets past Bailey into the De La Raggia chicane. An interesting and an aggressive move for the Red Bull. Gets past the sister car. He gets up in the 6th again. Tweaky gets past KP21, battle for 15th. Tweaky making his moves again. KP21 gets past Tweaky once again. They're fighting back there. Pretty interesting move indeed, side by side. I believe they are. There's the wheel-to-wheel down in the De La Raggia chicane. Tweaking, late braking, gets ahead of KP21. Wow, what a move.
Kind of reminiscent of Alonso and Weber in 2013.
Crispy looking for a move on Chandler. Is he close enough into the Parabolica? No, he's not, but look at this. Chandler is going to be under pressure majorly this time. On board with the AlphaTauri. Chandler's going to be a sitting duck. The Alpine, the Renault-powered engine. It doesn't have the nature of the DRS. Well, here comes Crispy, the Honda engine powering strong. To the right-hand side, he gets up and passed through the DRS, but don't look now, the McLaren of Taylor. Is he going to fight the Alpine? No, he's not. Crispy gets ahead, a little bit of a rear lockup, a little bit wide through, but he gets ahead of the Alpine regardless. Can Taylor Clan fight the Alpine? No, he cannot. Minico stays ahead of Deer Hunter for another lap. Crispy gets past Chandler, and Ron gets past Axe.
Yep, working lap 7. Kind of figured the point to change these tires would be at lap 10 to 11. Right now, you would think Minico would have priority of Red Bull. Deer Hunter right now, you know, actually the same with Boss Cookie. They're on split strategy, so they can do whatever they want to do, and it doesn't affect Mercedes at all.
And for the Ultra, Bailey is in 7th, would say Crispy has more priority over them. Boss Cookie gets past Luciano, and Kieran Evans is given a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings and track extensions as well. But look at this, 2.6 seconds now is the gap between Crispy and Deer Hunter up in 2nd. Will we see Deer Hunter making that move again, or will we see Chandler fight back at Crispy? Which will happen first? Bailey still within that DRS of Zach the Beast. Can we see a battle for 6 going on again? Those two scrapping out for 6th position. Into the pit lane goes Chandler, and an undercut is looking on.
We'll see what that triggers for the rest of the field. Looks like no one else wants to bite, at least for the soft runners. But we'll see what they do the next time around. And he'll go to medium, so he'll look to do, what, 19 laps on these tires?
I believe they can make it. So to the end he goes.
Yeah.
Yellow flag.
Why not? I mean,
Mumu, I believe, is around. And the Alfa Romeo, yes, he is, at Ascari. Looks like there's no damage on the Alfa Romeo. Gets back going again. Green flag waves once more. There is no damage.
there is no damage. Unfortunate. Deer Hunter is all over Manico. He's been basically now here the last, I guess, last 3 or 4 laps. And Manico knows this by breaking the draft.
He doesn't have much, I guess, gap as of now. But with the dirty air through Ascari, that's going to definitely help Minico.
Deer's actually done a good job of getting his battery back up.
Yes, he has, but is it going to play in a factor? Because, well, Minico has a decent amount of battery as well. Who gets into turn 1 first? Is Deer going to try to make this move? And how fast, if he does make this move, will Minico rebound from it? Once again, breaking the slipstream all the way to the right-hand side, almost in the pit lane. Actually, into the pit lane goes 4th, 5th, and 7th now. Bailey goes in, Zach Beast and Taylor Clan. That now moves up Bosque to 4th from 20th on the grid, 9 laps to go. He's making a charge up 16 positions.
Yep, he's on the medium compound, so one would assume he would try to push these all the way to lap 17 and then just strap on softs for 10, maybe 9 laps, give or take. This is going to be the most important part of his race, be able to log laps right here by himself in clean air. All these ones that pit here, they'll come out, yeah, on the fresh medium tires, but in traffic.
Yellow flag supply Raptor around in the Williams. That is not good for his race, and he's around, I believe that is at the Retrofilio chicane. May have been tapped around coming out of the pit lane. No, he has 8 laps on his mediums. He has yet to stop, so may have been tapped around by someone coming out of the pit lane. Luciano and KP21 battling out, going into the Della Roccia. KP had the similar move with the Haas of I Am Tweaking. Now Luciano, who just came out of the pit lane, is now ahead of the Williams in 15th.
It's going to be interesting to see when Crispy pits, to see how much time gained or lost.
Dear Minico.
Minico's in.
He is pitting the Red Bull. I saw the gap getting closer and closer. That's why. Minico goes into the pit lane. Will he go on in the medium? Because he will. That's not going to put Bosque up to 3rd. Crispy and Deer stay out. And both Ferraris behind him. Now you see ahead of Minico.
We'll see where Manico comes out in relation to Chandler.
Yellow flag. I believe that's a McLaren around outside of port at a Ascari. No, it's not.
No, that's not.
KP.
It's an Alpine. Rich has been handed a 5 seconds.
This race has not really gone well either. Was spun around by the McLaren of outside of port at the first Lesmo. And now we'll grab a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane on top of that.
Well, one thing with Manico, when he pitted, one thing that did help him is he came out and he's got no one in front of him. So he'll have clean air.
One thing I noticed here, by the way, Chandler got overtaken by Taylor, and Zach and Bailey are now there in that train with those two.
And he was the first one to pit.
He was. Yellow flag. Retrofilio chicane again. Looks like Ritzy and Mumu may have had it coming together. They go back green. And Deer is in.
The gap prior to them pitting was a half a second. Crispy stays out. Interesting. So far, only Crispy Axe hasn't pitted.
Where will Deer shuffle out? On board with Minico, looking the right-hand side. Is he going to overtake the Mercedes? Yes, he is. There he is right there. He is going to overtake the Mercedes. Taylor with the fastest lap, but what is the gap? Fresh tires for the Mercedes, 1 lap younger, and it's around the same gap.
It's he lost a half a second. Deer Hunter did by staying out for what 1 or 2 more laps, but in reality, that's not bad. I mean, 2 lap extra tires might mean something here for the end.
It may indeed. Now can Deer Hunter get back up into the DRS range of the Red Bull Minico? We'll have to find out. But look behind, Zach the Beast is pressurizing the back of Chandler Sita in the Alpine.
Yep, the undercut did not really work into Chandler's favor. We'll see what happens with Crispy. One would assume he's going to be pitting this lap.
Possibly he's taking those soft compound tires. Him and DXC Ishigo, both 10 laps. 5-second time penalty for Mumu for corner cutting. Leaving the track.
That's a big penalty.
And 3-second time penalty for Zach the Beast, who almost loses the car through Ascari, and Crispy is in indeed.
We'll see how much this benefits him or not. Did a good job of pushing those tires as far as they can go. He did come up, he was ahead of Chandler when Chandler pitted.
And they have all jumped Crispy. Even Bailey, his teammate. Crispy has locked out majorly, but he took those tires 2, 3, 4 laps longer. Yellow flag through Ascari. I believe that may be KP21.
You would be correct.
He has a little bit
I mean,
of
the benefit, though, I mean, he did get passed by them, but they're also right in front of him, so he's in that train. And he's on 2 lap fresher tires than Zach and Bailey, his teammate, and 3 lap fresher tires than Chandler. So we'll see how that plays out to the end.
See indeed, 5-second time penalty speeding in the pit lane for KP21. That may probably be his day done.
Well, it looks like Boss is about to come by and lap him with him doing his pit stop. And Deer Hunter has closed that gap once again to Minico.
He has 3 tenths, almost 4 tenths now. 5 tenths. Here we go. Once again, 3-second time penalty for Luciano, but this is where it's going to be crucial. Deer Hunter on the button with the DRS. He has the slipstream. Minico breaking the slipstream. Is this an opportunity for Deer Hunter to overtake the Red Bull of Minico to the left-hand side? He'll go. Squeezing almost onto the grass around the outside into turn 1 of the Retrofilio chicane. Still side by side, and around the outside, Minico will go and hold on to first. Provisionally, second on the track.
That was worth a shot.
It was.
I was worried about them making contact and getting together.
I kind of had shades or flashbacks.
Uh-huh.
Oh, tweaking out of the session. Ascari, is that a safety car? Yes, it is.
It is. Well, what do you do here?
Well, this has completely messed up the strategy of Cookie.
I tell you one person that will probably switch back on the softs, being the fact that he did push him 11 laps. Crispy will likely pit.
That's true.
It's gonna be the question of when does the safety car period end. If it ends at lap 16, you're gonna have 11 laps to deal with on softs. You know,
Could be possible.
we know Boss has to pit. Karen Evans has to pit. So does Supply. They have no choice. And in their situation, you might as well gamble and throw on softs because hards will be a death sentence.
Into the pit lane goes Boscopy in the Mercedes. What tire does he go on? The soft compounded tire. He's going to try and do it.
You got no choice. So here comes his teammate as well. On 1 lap mediums, what does he do? One would assume softs. Nico stays out. Taylor stays out. Chandler stays out. Looks like the only 2 that pitted on that sequence was the Mercedes.
Now, if this plays out to their favor, they will look like geniuses. But if it doesn't and they can't make it, if Deer can get out ahead of Luciano, it's going to be close though between these 2. I think he does actually get ahead, but he needs to get across that white line first. He gets ahead.
He does. Close. Well, I mean, one thing I have asked some of the drivers I work with at times is, hey, throw on a
into the pit lane. That was probably a stack up. Axe, Ron, Kieran, Port, and Raptor all went into the pit lane, I believe, at the same time. Port's now onto the mediums. He's going to serve one of his 5 seconds because now he's going to have another one for colliding into Supply Raptor under safety car.
You know, it might be wise for Unsighted to come back in and pit again to get that other 5 second removed. Did that with Sprightly a couple races ago. I think it was Spa did that, and that worked out for the end. What I was going at though is, and I think I've even asked you to do this, throw on a set of softs and run them until they die, because there might be a set number of laps you want to do on this tire, but we might have no choice but to run more on them just because of circumstances.
See how that plays out. Because right now, they sit 7th and 8th. Ironically, they sit 7th and 8th in the championship going into Monza. And with a really good result, they could definitely move them up the standings after this week. But like I said, when they came out of the pit lane, is if this succeeds, as Luciano pits, this is going to actually go relieve Deere, so it will be him and BXC Ishigo coming into the pit lane as well. I believe Ritzy may follow them in. But if this plays out for the Mercedes in their favor, they will look like geniuses. They will probably have success. But if it doesn't play out, they threw away valuable track position. At least, maybe not for Cookie. He had to, but Deer Hunter, because he would be P2 right now. But now,
Yep.
Deer Hunter, if he can make these softs last and pass people like Cookie has shown he can, if he can follow his teammate through, get past Crispy, Bailey, Zach, Chandler, and Taylor, and go fight after Minico, this is a smart move, but it's going to be difficult.
It's going to be difficult because these guys on these medium tires ahead of them, they don't have a lot of green flag laps on them. Like, prime example, Minico says 4 laps. Reality, that's probably 2. Taylor has 3. Chandler, probably 4 laps on his mediums. They're still pretty fresh. And we know the softs drop off quite dramatically.
We'll see how that drop off. That's often another thing that plays out really to these favors of the Mercedes, or in I guess the favor of everyone on the medium, because now you see Luciano all the way down to Raptor, all on the softs, as well as Ron, Phantom, and Mumu down 16, 17, and 18. KP21, Unsighted Port, both chose new mediums, but Port, you very well may have called, may come in again. This will be out at least 1 or 2 more laps, depending on how fast and quickly Mumu will catch the queue, because, well, like you said earlier, KP21 is lapped. He's actually, you see, 3rd in line right here behind the McLaren of Taylor.
Let's see what. No, he cannot. And looks like Port will stay out. We'll just have to bite the bullet.
Whoa. Crispy almost weaved right into Boss Cookie there. Kind of wondering what was going on between those two, as it seemed they're shuffling for position. We saw a week ago. If you tuned into the highlights before the stream, you would have seen exactly what happened a week ago. If not, well, you have to go and watch it back on the Breakout Racing League YouTube channel. But there was a lot of action happening, and Wraith grabbed a couple of time penalties, putting him, I believe, I believe it was 2nd. Taylor, then Wraith, then Deere. No, Taylor, Wraith, then Port, my bad. Because Port got his 5-second removed as well. But you saw also we had a little bit of an issue overtaking under the safety car. One of Wraith's penalties was actually overtaking Deer Hunter under that safety car. It was a 10-second time penalty, and because of that, he lost that Grand Prix. Well, obviously these drivers know not to overtake under safety car. Let's see if that plays out again. So I'm not really sure what exactly happened there. Race control says safety car is in this lap, so they will restart on lap 17 of 27. Meaning we will have 11 laps to go. Can these softs make it? Remember, these had these 2-3 laps under safety car conditions, so they're not going to have much wear on them. But if these drivers on the soft compounded tire can take it that long, they're in for a treat. But if not, we may have an interesting race before our very hands. Minico may want to go at the last possible moment. He has to slipstream down into the Richard Filio chicane. When will he go in the Red Bull? We saw this a race ago, about 2 weeks ago. Whenever we saw it to the line, turn 1 was a huge overtaking point. He's gone. Looks like Taylor Plant got a decent jump. Didn't get napping.
Yeah, decent. He's trying.
In the back though, Crispy and Bailey.
Oh! Contact.
Oh no! Taylor's around. Crispy gets past Bailey. Cookie now and Deere are both up to 5th and 6th. Deere's now around in the Mercedes. What has happened in turn 1? Chaos on the safety car restart. Chandler's now looking at a move on Minico. Almost side by side looking for the move. Chandler backs out of it. Minico ahead of Chandler. Now we have both Alpha Tauris. Crispy ahead of Bailey. Cookie ahead of Deeks Ishigo. Taylor Clan's now in 7th. Almost 3 wide going down. Now they are 3 wide going down into Lesmo 1.
Luciano, then Deere, then Ritzy. Ritzy, I believe, has some damage. Port's now up to 11th, running wide, and Alfa Romeo may have been Moo running wide again. I think that's Lismo 2. That is Luciano. Deere now gets past Luciano. Yellow flag through Lismo 2, and I believe is Kieran Evans around in the Alfa Romeo. Chaotic start. Cookie now gets past Bailey. Side by side now, look at this into Ascari. And Cookie's out of the race. And Luciano spins around.
Safety car. One thing I noticed, well, at the start, Taylor took a dive at Manico going into turn 1. That caused those two to make contact. One thing I have just realized, Zach pitted.
Yes, he did, and maybe he was a little bit smart for doing so. A little bit of contact between Ritzy and Taylor. Ritzy now comes in, so he did have front wing damage. Raptor's now up in the points. Axe is up in the points. Unsighted Port, after being dead last after the first couple of laps and having a horrible start to his Grand Prix, it's now coming back around. Luciano, 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and it's come completely on their heads. And Mercedes, once again, going from a possible double points finish and a possible double podium, now 5th and 18th.
Well, all that chaos happened, DXD in the Ferraris in P6, so he was able to come out of that unscathed. It's nice to see the Ferraris up in the top 10 in points. Ron's not too far behind in the P11th, but
By the
that's
way,
a laps there by DXD.
I do want to point out, Axe and Raptor are both in the points right now. It may not be for long in Raptor's case, because Ron is really looking for that move for 10th place. For the Haas and Williams driver, both remember they are tied on points, their team, in the Constructors' Championship, both 19 points apiece. They're both trying to chase down Alfa Romeo.
The one thing that's going to help Ron's case, Supply has a 3-second penalty and Unsighted has an 8-second penalty, so that's really going to hurt Unsighted and Supply's chances to get points.
That's if he doesn't try to remove that 5-second time penalty. Deer Hunter gets past Bailey and looking for the move a little bit too far back this time. Chandler on Minico, but Crispy's now in this fight, and an AlphaTauri is no stranger to winning at Monza.
No, it's not. We'll see if Deere can perhaps close in on the gap on his soft tires. He's 2 seconds back. It's Crispy.
Making that gap work so far. Minico and Chandler kind of managing that. The Alpine up here. Remember, the Alpine has already won 2 races this year. Ironically, this same car has won 2 races because Chandler replaced GRC Jared after he decided to walk away from the realistic tier. Axe, by the way, 3-second time penalty. That's not going to help his case in grabbing points. It's going to help Ron's, though. But this car that Chandler is driving has technically won 2 Grand Prix this year. Oh, almost lost the car through Ascari. What a save. But now he's going to have the DRS. But he's going to be under pressure from the AlphaTauri behind him. Deer Hunter, 1.4 seconds on those softs, looking pretty. He needs to catch up to these 3 right now. 2 Hondas and a Renault Power.
Deere has made up a half a second.
Closing in.
Just rewatched that moment that Chandler had. Yeah, that was quite a...
Too far back this time for Chandler on Minico. But that DRS definitely helping him stay ahead of Crispy in the AlphaTauri. Ron on Raptor. Battle for 10th down into turn 1, side by side, late braking around the outside. Ron's going to look to go. Almost a little bit of contact, but Ron in the Ferrari gets up into the points in their home Grand Prix.
And Deere is slowly closing in. He's within a second of Crispy now.
Battle looking through. Mumu almost looked for a move on Supply Raptor, trying to grab another position for the Alfa Romeo. It's been up and down for him and Ron, both of them kind of following each other through. Ishiko and Bailey, the other side by side, going down to the run into Ascari. 2 Italian teams, the Ferrari and the AlphaTauri. DXC gets past Bailey and the run into Ascari. The 4-lap-old softs compared to 10-lap-old mediums. DXC up to 5th.
Well, we're going to see how those softs handle 7 laps from now. Right now, they're working pretty well for DXC and Deer Hunter. Deer has caught these front 3. The problem is it has compromised his battery.
Well, he harvested pretty well last time. Let's see if he does it again
Yes,
this
he
time.
did.
Yellow flag through Ascari. That may, I believe, I'm not sure who that is, but look at Crispy on Chandler looking for the move.
too far back this time. He thought about it. Thought better of it, though. Bailey gets back at DXD should go.
It's kind of these 6 here. Then we have to go way back into the Taylor and the McLaren's P7, P8.
Not. DXD should have thought about a move. And a little bit too far back at that time. Deer Hunter, though, was really close to the back of Crispy. He may think about a move going into Lesmo 2. Yes, he is. Wheel to wheel, side by side, going into Lesmo 2. Contact made. Crispy stays on the track. Is there damage between the AlphaTauri and the Mercedes? It looks like it may have been. Not exactly sure what happened.
It looked like they just had a disagreement of space, and then Lesmo 2. As Crispy runs wide.
DXD gets past Bailey. Battle for 5th once again. Those two heating up. Taylor and Port, they're getting close. Axe F1 is not too far behind in the Haas, running an excellent race at 9th.
Well, Port just got by Taylor. Taylor was in P7.
That'll do it. Here, trying to chase after Chandler. Chandler once again trying to chase after Minico. We're on lap 22. This race has gone by very quickly. Bailey gets past DXD once again. These two just are relentless and cannot determine who wants what position, who wants it more.
Well, with their process of swapping back and forth, they're not really losing time, so they're having a little fun.
See, slower play out right here though, because Minico and Chandler's not going away. Minico is desperately trying to break that gap. Chandler's not the only threat that Minico has to worry about. You see Deer Hunter not too far back on those softs, but like you said, 7 lap old on them now. What will they feel like in about 4 or 5 laps time? That's going to be the real gamble here. Deer looking for the move, just thought better of it. Going down into Ascari. DXD gets past Bailey once again, but Deer Hunter is close to the back of Chandler. He may think about a move going to Parabolica.
It's amazing he's doing this on literally no battery. He took a peek, side better of it.
Who gets the better run out of Parabolica? Chandler goes a bit.
Oh.
It's going to be now Deer Hunter to the right-hand side of Chandler. Both are going to have DRS, but Deer Hunter's not going to have the ERS to battle and chase after Minico. But will he get past the Alpine? Yes, he will. Taylor gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warning to track extensions. But now Deer Hunter gets up once again, up to 2nd to go chase after Minico once more.
Well, we're back to where it was, square one. Deer versus Minico. Only difference is Minico's on, how many lap tires is he? 12 lap mediums to Deer's 8.
Well, we have about 5 laps to go. Yellow flag through Ascari once more. That may be KP21.
I believe it is. Or let's see.
No, it's KP21.
Yep.
Minico and Deer Hunter once again. Deer Hunter not using the battery, but he has the DRS. He's closing in rapidly to the Red Bull. Is he going to think about the move? No, he doesn't. He thinks better, but Minico going defensive and closing the door. DXD getting past Bailey once again. Battle for 5th and 6th. Deer Hunter is charging massively. He wants this move. He's going to go to the left-hand side. Yellow flag through the final sector. That's going to prevent them from overtaking. Deer Hunter lifts off to keep the DRS down the front straightaway. KP21 retires in the pit lane, but it's going to be cutting off now. Who makes it to the Retrofilio first? Minico, or is it Deer Hunter? Breaking the slipstream all the way to the right-hand side. Deer Hunter's going to use his ERS. He has the slipstream. He has the DRS. He tried it again earlier in the race. He'll try it again now. And this time he may be well clear. Side by side, almost contact. Maybe a little bit of contact around the outside of the Retrofilio. They'll go side by side for the second part. And Minico still there. Looks like Deer Hunter's going to fight for it and may have the position. He does have the position. After 24 laps, it finally gets back to the Mercedes. He's not done yet. Here comes the Red Bull fighting back to the right-hand side into the Della Roccia chicane. Minico fighting once again, wheel to wheel. Who breaks later? Contact made a little bit. They're still clean, still wheel to wheel. And Minico will hold the position once more. But here comes Chandler. He's not done. Woo!
By them doing that, they just brought Chandler and Crispy right back into this.
Yes, they did. And now, Deer Hunter and Minico may not have the battery they once have. And Chandler and Crispy may be thinking, we can win this.
Well, I think we found the clip for the highlight reel for next week, as they're still arguing He's still going at it.
Going a little bit deep through Ascari. That's going to help out Chandler in the exit. If he can grab a good exit, but Minico is going to be headed once again. Deer Hunter is going to be really low on battery, about 12% for the Mercedes. What does the Red Bull have? But look at the Alpha Tauri looking out to the right-hand side. He's going to look for a move. No, he's not. He thinks better of it. Pierre Evans around at the exit of the Parabolica. You'll see him right there. Off to the right-hand side, has no front wing, but we're going to go again. It happened a lap ago. Will it happen 2 laps in a row? Minico's now blinking on a button as well. He's underdepleted his ERS. Deer Hunter to the left-hand side, thinks better of it. Late on the brakes goes the Mercedes compared to the Red Bull, the closing speeds. But this time, Minico will stay ahead without a challenge this time. But them doing this may actually try to bring in the other Alpha Tauri and Bailey, and maybe the Ferrari, and DXD Ishigo, my bad.
Yeah, well, they've lost a lot of time by battling. The last couple of laps that was just tremendous.
Well, we have a couple more to go. 3 laps left this time by. Who has more battery? Who has the better tactics? Who
Well,
has
right
the
now,
better pace?
well, Minico and Deer are about the same on the battery. And now Deer takes a look on the inside, side by side, and he gets it.
This is the first time Deer Hunter's going to lead now through Ascari. Now Minico's going to be the one with the DRS come into the Retrofilio. Will it be a reversal of roles? Deer Hunter and Minico both blinking on battery, both trying to harvest as much energy as they can. Who has the better straight line speed? Do they make it? Who makes it to Retrofilio first? Deer Hunter doesn't have the DRS this time. Minico does. Closing in the Red Bull, closing on the Mercedes. He looks to the right. He goes to the left-hand side, and he's going to go clean in front. Deer Hunter late on the brakes, side by side, pitching him into the apex. Still side by side, and Minico will grab the position. Chandler gets past Deer Hunter. Deer Hunter went a little bit wide.
And Chandler's sitting at 40 battery to Minico's 11.
Here comes Crispy. He's now going to be the one fighting after Deer Hunter. To the left-hand side, going into the Della Reggia chicane. He's going to go down the inside of the Mercedes, and he'll make that move. Still side by side, wheel to wheel. Contact, spinning around. And that's going to be probably investigated after the race.
Trying to see if Crispy has damage or not from that. Doesn't look like it, but that was unfortunate.
Well, you said it. Chandler has a surplus of battery compared to Minico and the Red Bull. We're about to go on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. Is this now or never? For the Alpine, can make it 3 wins in a season where they thought they would finish 7th in the championship. Closing in on Minico, it was the Alpine of Chandler. He has the DRS.
Minico's on 2 lap fresher tires than Chandler.
Chandler's on the button. He has the DRS. Minico's breaking the slipstream violently. He's desperately trying to weave and get this race win. Chandler to the left-hand side. He has the battery. Oh, no! Into the wall and out of the race goes Minico. And it's done. Drama on the final lap of the Italian Grand Prix. It has gone from hero, leading almost every lap, to out of the race with 1 lap to go.
Looking at it again, Minico just made contact. Chandler didn't change anything on his line.
It looks like he may have just weaved into him. But right now, it's Chandler by 1.4 seconds over Deer Hunter. Bailey is in 3rd, and that battle that I was talking about that could possibly entice Bailey and DXD has turned into a podium battle. Minico is now outside the points. Red Bull will not score. McLaren right now, as it stands, will get 6 and 7, but they both have penalties. Ron Swanson, he has no penalties. He may jump them. Bailey is now under pressure from DXD Ishigo. Not close enough into Ascari. But to the leader we go. Alpine has been the shock team of the year. They won at Monaco with DRC Jared. They won in an exciting race in Hungary or around Parabolica. Hungary, Monaco, add Italy to the list. Chandler Sita will win the Italian Grand Prix. My voice is gone. Deer Hunter gets 2nd, and Bailey comes across Parabolica for the Italian manufacturer in the Alpha Tauri team. Will grab 3rd inside of port with his 5-second time penalty, and served will get him below Taylor. Crispy gets 5th, Taylor 6th, McLaren's going to get 6-7 with Port 7th. Axef 1 grabs points in the Haas.
Phantom 9th, Mumu 10th. Raptor, Ron misses out on points once again.
I wonder what happened with Ron. He was running. Did he run out of fuel or something?
I don't know. But
It's
Ron, heartbreak
weird.
on the final lap once again.
Heartbreak for Ferrari in their home race. That one side of the garage was fighting for the podium. It looked like Ron was going to be surely in the top 10 of points. Don't know what happened on the last lap. A lot was going on.
Well, that has been a race. I said it was going to be an incredible Italian Grand Prix. I wasn't lying. Chandler Seda, and the first time he steps into that Alpine, he wins the Italian Grand Prix. Well, the Italian Grand Prix has come to an end. 14 rounds down, 10 more to go. And it's going to be an incredible season, and it's not done yet. Chandler Seda wins the Italian Grand Prix for Alpine. Deer Hunter from pole gets the second. It may not be locked in. He has that contact with Crispy. Could we see that investigated at the end of the Grand Prix from the stewards? Bailey third in the podium. DXD steps in for Ed Tronha. And in their home Grand Prix, almost grabs the podium for the Tifosi. Okay, they get fourth. Crispy fifth. Taylor sixth. Outside of Port seventh. McLaren had a great day. They grab an extra, what is that? 14 points on Red Bull, who didn't score. They now, the gap in the constructors is, I believe, going to be 19 going in to the next round, that being Russia. XF1 and the Haas, he grabs 8th. Mumu 9th. I'm sorry, Phantom 9th. Mumu 10th. Raptor, Ron, Ritzy. And we have lost Sack the Beast on the final lap of the Grand Prix, who had the fastest lap. Minico, Kieran Evans, KP21, Luciano, Boss Cookie, and I am tweaking.
Well, that was a crazy last 5 laps.
Whew. I need to catch my breath after that one.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of the championship, McLaren P6, P7, while both Red Bulls don't score a point. That could become crucial come later in the year.
It may be crucial indeed.
Both AlphaTauris, P3, P5. Good recovery from Crispy after what happened between, who was that? Yeah, Crispy and Deer. I didn't get a good look at it on my end.
Well, we'll go to the podium for the Italian Grand Prix, and we'll head over to Bois for third place and Bailey.
Well, Bailey, did you imagine that your battle with DXD would ultimately decide a podium at the end of the day? Y'all two were battling pretty hard for 5-6 laps, just swapping back and forth.
Okay, well, we were trading until like the final lap, I think. Okay, well, I know it worked, but like, you know, it was actually a lot helpful this race. But yeah, so we were trading majority, but it was actually really, really fun with Ichigo, and actually the whole race in general was actually really fun. Yeah, it was good fun. Happy with the podium. So yeah, big W.
Yep, congrats on that. Deer, congrats on second place. What happened between you and Crispy? Can you explain the contact there?
Which one? I don't know if it was just one or if I got into it with both AlphaTauris. I know with one of them at the second Lesmos, I was a little bit ahead and they cut down on me still, which, you know, kind of cost me a little bit of time. But I mean, it's part of it. And then the deal with Crispy, I left him plenty of space, and you know the curbs here at Monza, the way they've shaped it is you just get sent flying. So I think he hit it, and you know I left him plenty of space, but that kind of screwed me because I should have known better with a lap and a half to pause and you know do a record. But you know, knowing the BRL stewards and everybody that races in this tier, I knew somebody was going to complain and cry, so I recorded it, and it kind of screwed me up through Ascari and all that. So I lost some time there, but you know it was an interesting race. Appreciate Chandler. We worked really good there. Same with Taylor. You know, I had to drive through the field there for the back half of the race, but I mean, it was good. You know, turn 1 was a mess on that restart.
It was a mess.
Yeah, I think I went from like 6th to 8th to 10th to like back to 6th and all like 3 corners. It was a mess, but
it was a very interesting final restart. I will say though, you and Mercedes were aggressive at the end, and y'all decided to throw softs on it. Were you worried that your tires are going to live up all the way to the end?
Not really. I mean, you know, after the first stint, tires weren't that bad, you know, and we did, 9-10 laps on plus the qualifying. So I knew, you know, after the safety car restart, it'd be, 12 laps, so I mean, it wouldn't be that bad. You know, the main thing with the tires here is overheating more than the actual tire wear. But, you know, like I said, it was a good drive in the field. You know, we were aggressive. We knew, you know, us and McLaren and even Alpine are trying to work together to prevent, you know, Red Bull from, you know, stealing this. You know, we think we can work together, and we did today for the most part. The McLarens had some trouble on that restart, and Cookie obviously wrecked out, but you know, me and Chandler were able to work together there at the end, and had I not had to take that stupid recorded clip, I think I should have gotten Chandler. You know, considering I gained a second on him that last lap, but you know, GG Stan, you know, we work together, and you know, it's a 1-2. You know, that's how it is.
Well, we'll see when it comes to the end of the year, because both Red Bulls didn't score any points. So with you getting P2 and AlphaTauri's getting both of their cars P3, and I believe Crispy got P5, that will help AlphaTauri's case for the end of the year. But very interesting race. And we'll throw it to Katra to interview Chandler.
Yep, first position for the Alpine. The 3rd time this has happened this season. First time for you. The first time you've gone in the car. Chandler, congratulations.
Yeah.
So, from you, obviously. All right, not to you, sorry. Well, the first stint was kind of up and down, but you really saw Deer Hunter and Minico, but at that first safety car, did you think from there, well, the race has obviously been opened up from there, but do you think from there that you honestly kind of had the chance to win this Grand Prix?
Not really. I thought it was just a fight for P3, but I think Crispy might be faster than me that race, and something I thought with him and Taylor would be close, but then the safety car restart, and Taylor just bounced off Minico. It was just trying to keep with, and I did that. That was really tough to do, to keep with them. But at that point, it was looking like, you know, I keep with them, but no chance of overtaking. But then with Deer up there, they were just burning each other's battery, and then, you know, everything just all popped off. And then, you know, the contact happened. But at most of that race, I didn't think there was a chance to win. It was just fighting for that last podium spot.
Well, that last podium spot eventually turned up to be, well, the top podium spot for you. But for next week, we have Russia and the Alpine. What do you think you engage yourself in the Sochi circuit?
Well, as of now, I technically don't have a seat for next week, but it's looking like I will race for Alpine again. So that track in time has been good for me. I had the world record on 2019, but that was 2 games ago, so, you know, things change. I think it can be a good track for me, but as for the car itself, I think it'll be a bit off what it was today.
Well, regardless, it was on rails today, so congratulations to you and the winning Alpine driver.
Yes.
So, congratulations to our top 3, Chandler, to Deer, and to Bailey in the top 3 at the podium. Thank you, Dubois, alongside me. And by the way, a little bit of a disclaimer. I apologize for the stream. We'll try to get it all sorted out next time, and hopefully you'll be better. But for myself, Hekatra, and the entirety of the Realistic Breakout Racing League grid, we'd like to say thank you. But don't go anywhere. And tomorrow we have racing back up again. The break was long, but it's time to get back into where it was going beforehand. We have, well, Tier 3 and Tier 4. They get to race at the Italian Grand Prix, and we'll see how chaotic it is indeed. Especially for Realistic, we're in for a show for Equal Tier Racing tomorrow at 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Saturday, we have Tier 2 and Tier 1 for the Italian Grand Prix at 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. And we have ACC on Sunday and Monday as well. So go tune in to them at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on both days, respectively. And we'll be right back on Wednesday for the Russian Grand Prix for Formula 2, and right back here a week from now at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know, I gotta get a little confused. For the realistic Russian Grand Prix. But for myself, Hey Catcher, once again, thank you for tuning in to the Breakout Racing League, and goodbye.